following is a presentation of the Iona College Athletic Department. It's Iona College Basketball on icgales.com. Brought to you by the Beachmont Tavern at 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle, right across from the Iona campus. By the Iona College Goal Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics. By Shannon Beverages, North Avenue in New Rochelle, for all of your beverage needs. Iona Basketball is also brought to you by JP's Restaurant on City Island, by Pasta Pasta, by the Yellow Book, and by All Sport International for all of your travel needs. Now stay tuned for Iona College Basketball on icgales.com.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the MAAC Tournament. John Stanko joining you live from Springfield, Massachusetts at the Mass Mutual Center, where the Iona College women's basketball team is getting set to take on the Monmouth University Hawks in the quarterfinals of the conference tournament. The Iona College Gales come in with a record of 25-4. They were co-regular season champions with an 18-2 conference record. They are the number one seed in this MAAC tournament, and today they'll be taking on the Monmouth University Hawks, coming in with an 8-24 overall regular season record. They were 6-14 in the MAAC in the regular season, but they are coming off a win over the 8th-ranked Niagara Purple Eagles in the first round of the MAAC tournament. The Gales, on the other hand, are coming off a disheartening loss at home to Marist on Senior Day by a score of 79-67. The loss meant that Iona became co-regular season champions with Marist. The Red Foxes were fighting for the first time in quite a while to have at least a share of the conference championship. And the big problem for Iona was in the first half. Joy Adams only played 4 minutes due to early foul trouble. And it also didn't help that Coach Brian Georges started Tori Jarosz, who finished with 21 points and 14 rebounds, both career highs for the redshirt junior Red Fox. Sabrina Girardeau definitely chipped in, though, in the first half. She finished with 12 points and 10 rebounds overall, but she had 10 first-half points and picked up for the lack of Joy's minutes. D'Amica Martinez had a team-high 20 points, but only shot 8 of 24. Leanne Ocken did a phenomenal job locking her down for the most part throughout the game. It was not the same way as it was in McCann-Rio when D'Amica Martinez got the better hand of Ockerton on that final game-winning shot. However, Alicia Powell did struggle against Marist. She's been struggling the past 5 games. Against the Red Foxes, Powell finished with only 6 points on 2 of 11 shooting from the floor. And over the past 5 games, Alicia's been struggling from the floor, only 22% shooting and 13% from long range. Now, Iona, on the other hand, kept Marist's three-point shooting in check, only 20%, but they couldn't stop the Red Foxes in the paint as Marist scored 48 points within the lane. Now, Iona plays Monmouth today, and this Monmouth team is coming off a win in the first round over Niagara by a score of 66-62. There were 11 ties and lead changes in that game as it was competitive throughout. Monmouth was led by Christina Mitchell. Coming off the bench, she netted 14 points and 13 rebounds in 26 minutes. Those are career highs in points and rebounds for her, a freshman. Helena Kirk contributed 11 points, and Shavana Paulvos had 12 points. However, Paulvos struggled shooting from the floor, only 5 of 19. Monmouth was able to win despite hitting only 16% from beyond the arc, 3 of 19. That's even worse than their 10th-ranked season average of 29% from long range. The key for Monmouth in the win against Niagara was 19 fast break points, and 3 out of the past 4 games, the Hawks have had double-digit fast break points. As you can see, they can get their offense moving at a quick tempo, much like Iona likes to play. Now, Monmouth has now won 2 straight games, and they ended the regular season with a win over Siena, and this 2-game winning streak for them ties their longest of the season. They'll try to upset the Iona College Gales today in the quarterfinals of the MAAC tournament. We'll take a short break here on IonaInsider.com. I sat down with head coach Bill Gatti to talk about the loss to Marist and what it means to finally have it be MAAC tournament time. I want to thank you everyone for spending your afternoon here on IonaInsider.com. The tip-off between the Iona Gales and the Monmouth Hawks set for noon.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action.
All the way to the finish.
At Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or at the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
Check out JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitterford Avenue on City Island, serving fresh seafood, sumptuous sizzling steaks, and delicious Italian specialties. JP's is open every day year-round. Come in for lunch at JP's Waterside every day starting at 11. Don't forget about us for catering all your special occasions either. Walk-ins and reservations are accepted. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitterford Avenue right there on City Island. Give us a call at 718-885-3364. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant on City Island.
The House of Sports is Westchester's premier youth sports training facility, specializing in skill-based teaching and coaching. The House of Sports focuses on basketball, lacrosse, baseball, and performance training. Their 120,000 square foot facility is located in Ardsley, New York, which is just minutes away from Manhattan, Northern New Jersey, and Connecticut. Be sure to visit their website at www.houseofsportsny.com or give them a call today at 914-479-5419.
John Sticker here with head coach Billy Gotzi on the Iona Insider pregame show. Coach, you guys are coming off a tough loss on senior day, 79-67 at home against Marist. Following that game, what were some of the things you picked up on?
You know, I think that we played pretty hard in that game. Obviously, you know, Marist was coming in fighting for a share of the title, which they hadn't been in that position for a while, and they were not going to leave without it. And I just don't think there were quite a few stretches of the game where we didn't play very smart, where we kind of relied on a three-point shot and were one and done right away, sending them back the other way with the ball, and that's where they kind of got their lead in the second half. So, you know, I thought it was two good teams that went out and battled during that game, and as we expected. I just thought we could have done a few things differently when it came to execution, when it came to defensively, to make sure that we could have won that game.
Marist head coach Brian Georges started Tori Droz, only the second time this season she started. Did that throw a wrinkle into the team at the start of the game?
No, not at all. We knew she would potentially be one of their starters. She's been playing great for them. She's, you know, fully rehabbed with her Achilles tear, and I mean, she's a phenomenal player, and she's a great matchup for Sabrina. So, you know, you guys saw them battle back and forth that entire first half, and, you know, she gets it done for them. So, you know, it wasn't a surprise. It just gives them a different look, and I think it was good for them.
Speaking of Sabrina, she played a great first half, 10 points. She really picked it up with joy, having foul trouble. How important was she to you guys staying in it in the first half?
Sabrina was huge. She was huge. She wanted that one. You know, she was a senior. It was the last time playing on her home court, and she really wanted to get after it. So, you know, it was a challenge for her, and she really stepped up to it, and we were happy to see her play that well.
What do you think this loss does for the mindset of Iona going into the MAAC tournament?
I think it just gets us ready and reconfirms what we've been talking about all year, that you have to be ready to play for 40 minutes, and you can't have those stretches where, you know, you're not focused in, you're not locked into what we need to execute. You know, every team's a good team. This is a great conference for basketball, and we're going to have to go out and play hard for 40 minutes every night to get a win.
Alicia Powell is struggling a bit of late over the past 5 games, only shooting 22%, 13% from beyond the arc. What do you think is hindering her game a little bit?
I just think Alicia's pressing a little bit. Earlier in the year, where she was getting into the paint and creating for other people, people were a little bit afraid of her drive, so they played off of her, and she had a few wide open shots, and she knocked them down at a high rate. And now, where she's missed a couple of shots, she's going to try to force a little bit. So, you know, she just needs to take a step back and get back into the place where she was before, creating for other people, and that bounce will come back into her shot. And, you know, she's a gamer. She's ready to go, and it's game time. She'll be ready to play this tournament.
Someone who's been picking up her slack a little bit is Cassie Ranger, again playing much better, had 9 points against Marist. Heading into the MAAC tournament this year, what role do you see her playing?
Yeah, Cassidy's big for us coming off the bench. You know, we've been fighting all year to try to figure out what that 6, 7, 8 spot is. Aaliyah's really locked up that 6th spot, and, you know, Cassidy's really, you know, found her role in the 7th person. You know, and she comes in, she knocks down shots, and she's actually probably our best screener. So she looks to work hard to get other people open, and, you know, better screeners are better shooters. So when she sets those good screens, she gets a little bit of piece of space for herself to knock down a shot too. So she's been good for us, and I think she'll continue that through the tournament as well.
Now today's game is against Monmouth. You and assistant coach Ashley Kelly drove up yesterday. You watched the game in the morning. You watched them beat Niagara. What did you see in the Hawks win there?
I think they stayed consistent with what they did. They stayed consistent with what they did all year. They play hard, no matter whether they're up or down. They fight the entire game. They run their motion offense well, and they get the ball in the hands of the kids that they need to score, with Chevy and Jasmine Walker stepping up for them. You know, they're a good team, and they're going to fight the entire time. And actually, Christina Mitchell stepping up off the bench was huge for them inside. So we're going to have to adjust to guarding the post a little bit more this game, where, you know, the other games we were able to kind of try to take away their guards. But, you know, they're a good team, and they're going to come in fighting.
Yeah, she had a double-double off the bench, really led them offensively. Defensively, what do you need to do to make sure she doesn't control you guys?
I think we need to fight to get position first. She does a very good job of getting to the block and getting to where she's successful scoring. And, we need to beat her to the block. We need to make her score from outside of the paint. And we have to do a great job of boxing her out. She and Sophie Beaudry picking up 5 offensive rebounds yesterday was huge for them. So we're going to have to make sure we battle on the boards.
Last time against Monmouth, it was an Alicia Powell last-second shot that got you guys a win. And you guys were limited to only 60 points on the day. It was fairly low for a MAAC regular season game. Offensively, what do you guys need to do this time around to get some more points?
I think that was another game where we saw a glimpse of us kind of relying on three-point shots and not really crashing the boards. So we're going to have to move the ball a ton better, especially when they come out in a 3-2 zone. We're going to have to attack the zone, get some passes inside to our post, and really get cutting into the middle of their zone and trying to shred it that way instead of just relying on the three-point shot. So we're going to have to make sure we move well without the ball and really capitalize on what we need to do offensively.
Now, today is your first game as a head coach in a tournament, conference tournament. How are you feeling heading into this one?
I'm feeling good. I mean, we've had, 29 under our belt now, so, it's one and done. But, these girls are excited. They're pumped up, and I'm confident with the group that I have, so
What are the keys to victory today for Iona to move on to the semifinals?
Energy, as always. We're going to have to, defend them in transition, and we have to battle on the boards.
Let's all go to the Beachmont. Come in and see what we're all about. For years, the Beachmont has been all about you. Great dining, great atmosphere, and has been a meeting place where the entire Iona community gathers. The Beachmont Tavern at 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle, right across the street from Iona, has always been the first choice for Gale fans before and after each game. We are open 7 days a week for lunch or dinner and is a fun place to be any hour of the day. Mondays are half-price wing nights at the Beachmont. Enjoy the best buffalo wings in town, along with half off of domestic pitchers. Tuesday is a 2-for-1 night with domestic bottles and appetizers. Wednesday, enjoy our great burgers half-priced as well, along with $3 domestic bottles. Friday is happy hours, so come in and enjoy some complimentary wings. If you're planning a get-together at the Beachmont, they have a private room available for your party. Or if you're having it at home, let the Beachmont cater it. The Beachmont is more than just a restaurant, it's a meeting place for sports fans. Watch the big game on one of our large TVs. The Beachmont has the NFL's Sunday Ticket. Bring in a ticket stub from any Iona game and receive a free half-dozen Beachmont wings. That's the Beachmont Tavern, 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle. We look forward to seeing you there.
And welcome everyone to IonaInsider.com. I want to apologize for the technical difficulties. We had a late switch of location, so wires got tangled, but we are good now, and we are live here on IonaInsider.com and on ICGales.com, live from the Mass Mutual Center here in Springfield, Massachusetts. Your Iona College Gales getting set to take on the Monmouth University Hawks in the quarterfinals of the MAAC tournament. These two teams have matched up 2 earlier times this season in regular season play, and Iona College came out victorious both times. The first time was on January 24th in Monmouth. Iona won 86-77. However, the Iona subs squandered a 24-point lead, and the game got within 3 points late. D'Amica Martinez led Iona, though. She had 22 points on 9 of 18 shooting. She was deadly from beyond the arc, 6 of 9 from deep. But then on February 14th, there was a lot of drama at the Hines Center. Alicia Powell had to make a last-second bucket to give Iona the lead late. Then Joy Adams got a steal to secure the Iona win. Powell had a double-double that game with 16 points and 10 boards. D'Amica Martinez also had 21 points. But she struggled shooting only 9 of 22, and she was 2 of 9 from long range. Now let's get right to your starting lineups. First, for the 9-seed Monmouth Hawks, it starts in the backcourt with a 5'5" freshman, number 4, Helena Kurt, averaging only 5 points per game, but she also has 32 points over her past 3 games. Alongside her, you have a sophomore, 5'7" from North Brunswick, New Jersey, Jasmine Walker, averaging 7.3 points per game and 5 rebounds per game. She shoots 38.6% from the floor and 33% from long range. And then a forward, number 10, 6-foot senior from New Zealand, Shavana Polvost, an all-MAAC third-team selection, averaging 16.5 points per game against Iona this year. Down low, Christina Mitchell, 6'4" freshman from Baltimore, Maryland. She came off the bench against Niagara and registered a double-double with 14 points and 13 rebounds, both career highs. And then, finally, down low, a redshirt junior, 6'4" center, Sarah English from Smithtown, New York. She had 19 points and 10 rebounds in the first matchup against Iona. However, in the second matchup, she was held to only 5 points and 2 rebounds. Now let's get to your Iona College Gales. There is a change in the starting lineup, and we'll start with that. Replacing Alicia Powell is Cassidy Ranger, making her first start of her career. The Arizona native is a sophomore, and she's been playing well of late. She had 9 points in only 17 minutes in the loss to Marist on Senior Day. Well, in the backcourt, it all begins with redshirt senior from Long Valley, New Jersey. This is Haley D'Angelo I'm speaking of. She had only 3 assists and 6 turnovers versus the Hawks this season. However, she has 8 assists and 0 turnovers over the past 2 games. And then in the backcourt, the 3-time reigning MAAC scoring champ, junior D'Amica Martinez, has averaged 24.5 points per game against Monmouth this season. However, she only shot 33% from the floor against Marist last time out. That was her 4th time this season shooting below 35% from the floor. And then down low, you have a forward, 5'11" sophomore from Orlando, Florida, Joy Adams. She was held without double-digit points and rebounds last time out against Marist. It was the first time since February 7th of 2013 that she was held to that low of a standard. That game was also against Marist. And then finally, down low, the 6'3" senior from Queens, New York, Sabrina Gerodor, registered her 3rd double-double of the season in a loss to the Red Foxes. She finished with 10 rebounds and 12 points. 10 of those points came in the first half when Joy Adams was in foul trouble. It should go without saying that the MAAC announced their all selections in terms of first team, second team, and third team. D'Amica Martinez and Joy Adams, both unanimous selections for the MAAC first team. Alicia Powell is a MAAC second team honoree. But as I mentioned, the big change in the starting lineup is Alicia Powell coming off the bench. Cassie Rangers making the first start of her season. Coach Billy Gotze says she's been setting fantastic screens. She's been playing better defense and rebounding well, so they're going to give her the opportunity to start. Alicia Powell's been struggling shooting, only 22% from the floor over the past 5 games, or only 13% from long range, so maybe coming off the bench will give her an extra edge to get her game back. Iona is in their home white uniforms, which it will be for the entire tournament, with maroon lettering and numbering. Monmouth is in their road blues with white lettering and numbering. We are ready and underway here from the Mass Mutual Center. Sarah English and Sabrina Gerodor are ready to tip it off, and the quarterfinals are underway. The tip is won by Iona. D'Amica Martinez corrals, and now Haley D'Angelo will set up the offense for Iona. Dribbling to the left side, D'Angelo now gives it to Martinez, top of the key, curling around to Gerodor. Screen now dribbling to the free throw line. She'll take the pull-up jumper. Nothing but net. Iona strikes first. They lead 2-0 over Monmouth. That's a quick start also for D'Amica Martinez, scoring only 12 seconds into the game. Now it's Jasmine Martin. She'll be handling the point guard position, or Jasmine Walker, excuse me. She'll be handling the point guard position for Monmouth. At the start, she goes around the screen. She'll take the fadeaway jumper over Martinez. She'll miss it. Rebound falls in the hands of Joy Adams. Joy Adams gives it to D'Angelo. Back to Ranger, trailing. Her three-point shot is good. Cassie Ranger contributes, and Iona's up early, 5-0. Ranger was trailing on that transition. D'Angelo found her, give the assist to the redshirt senior. And now Cassie Ranger already making a difference. The Iona bench chanting defense as the crowd getting into it here at the Mass Mutual Center. Glad to see the Iona cheer and dance team come all the way to Springfield to support the Gales. As this is Paul Voss now driving left side, kicks it to Kurt. Kurt now driving baseline on D'Angelo. They're going to call a blocking foul on D'Angelo. It's going to be the first foul of the game. Kurt to inbound it from the baseline, gets it into Walker. Butterfinger, she almost drops it out of bounds, but she corrals it now. She has it at the top of the key, swings it around to Kurt on the right side. English posting up down low on Gerodor, but Gerodor fronting her well, not allowing the entry pass. But Kurt will take a three-point shot. No, they're going to say her foot was on the line, so it's a long two-pointer. But Helena Kurt, continuing her hot offensive streak, knocks down that long two-point shot. Now Joy Adams driving baseline quickly in transition. She is fouled, and she will head to the free throw line. Gales wasting no time getting down the court. That foul goes against Christina Mitchell. Joy Adams will head to the free throw line, where in the regular season she shot 72%. She took the most free throws for Iona throughout the season, 30 more than D'Amica Martinez. As she bends her knees, the first one is up and good. And the second one rims out, no good. Rebound pulled down by Paul Vost. She'll dribble it across the timeline, and she'll slow it down as Adams picks her up at the three-point line, and she'll hand it off to Kurt. Mitchell posting up on the elbow on Ranger. Now hand off to Kurt, driving left side. Great dish down low to English. Helena Kurt playing well for a freshman already with a long 2-point shot and a beautiful dish there as Monmouth now trails Iona 6-4. Only 2 minutes into this one as Joy Adams dribbles to the free throw line, and she's called for a traveling violation as she looked to kick it out to D'Angelo. It's going to be the first turnover on Iona. Kurt now at the giant MAAC logo, standing at midcourt as she hands it off to Walker, now being guarded by Martinez. Martinez goes underneath the screen as Ranger switches onto Walker, and now it's Paul Voss on the right side being guarded by Adams. Using a screen from Mitchell, driving now to the left side, gets to the left block, puts up a tough floater. It is good, and we're knotted up at 6. Paul Voss scoring for Monmouth. Now, Shavonna Paul Voss only needs 5 points to pass the 1,000-point plateau in her career. Obviously the leading offensive player for this Monmouth team, as Martinez now crosses over on Paul Voss, but she travels. Back-to-back turnovers for Iona. Iona in their man-to-man defense as Kurt now has it right side. The pull-up jumper, no good. Rebound, pulled down by Jaredor. Jump ball as English gets tangled with her, and the ball will go to Monmouth. It's important to note that rebounding is a big thing for this Monmouth team. They have not won a game this season when they have been out-rebounded. So they need to control the glass, in order to control the game as the inbound pass gets to Walker. She has it at the top of the key. Driving right side on Adams, kicks out to Paul Voss. D'Angelo going above the screen. Paul Voss now dishes it down low to English. She's posting up on Jaredor. She's trapped on the baseline, takes one dribble, takes a contested hook shot, blocked by Jaredor. Loose ball picked up by D'Angelo. Adams, nobody on the right side. She takes it all the way to the bucket, and she's fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line. Nobody picked up Joy Adams in transition there. She had an easy coach right to the bucket, and the foul is going to go on Helena Kurt. Alicia Powell's at the scorer's table for Iona. Adams knocks down the first free throw. Powell comes in replacing Ranger. It's interesting to see how Aaliyah Robinson will adjust to this. She's used to being the first person off the bench, especially over the past 10 games. However, it's now Alicia Powell entering first for Iona as Joy Adams knocks down both free throws, and Iona now leads by 2, 8-6. It's Kurt, top of the key. Gives it to Paul Voss. Almost thrown away by Powell. Now Paul Voss will drive baseline. Jaredor is there with the help defense. Paul Voss, though, she nails the floater over the senior, and we're not at an 8. Tough shot there by Paul Voss. That quick release before Jaredor was able to close out and get the block. Now Martinez crosses over. Paul Voss dishes it down low to Joy Adams. Kick out to Alicia Powell for 3. Alicia Powell can't make it off the back of the rim, but the long rebound goes to Adams. New shot clock for Iona. 16-12 to go. Game knotted at 8 as Joy Adams knocks down a layup from the left side, and just like that, Iona's back up by 2. Both teams shooting very well from the floor. Iona 3 of 4. Monmouth is 4 of 7 thus far. Walker driving right side, kick out to Paul Voss. Paul Voss now being guarded by Powell as Martinez now switches onto her. Down low, English posting up on Jaredor. Her hook shot no good, rebounded by Joy Adams. Adams will bring it up the floor, give it to D'Angelo. Look to take the long 3-point shot. Instead, she'll dribble it, give it back to Adams left side. Powell is open on the right wing. Adams didn't see her, as now a kick violation called on Walker on an attempted entry pass to Sabrina Jaredor, and that'll bring us to our first media timeout. With 15:36 to go, Iona is leading Monmouth early on here in the quarterfinals, 10-8.
The Iona College Gold Club is an association of dedicated friends and alumni who support Gale athletic programs. Annual membership provides the needed academic support services, equipment, and facility upgrades for their student athletes. For more information on the Gold Club, call the Gold Club office at 914-633-2071 or visit on the web at icgales.com. That's www.icgales.com. The Iona College Gold Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action.
All the way to the finish.
At Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or at the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
Back here on ICGales.com, IonaInsider.com. It's the quarterfinals. John Stanko with you here from the Mass Mutual Center, where the Iona College Gales hold the early lead over Monmouth, 10-8. Looking at the leaders thus far, it's Joy Adams with 5 points for Iona. Cassidy Ranger with 3 points, but she currently resides on the bench as she knocked down her lone three-point attempt. D'Amica Martinez, 2 points. She made the first bucket of the game for Monmouth. 4 points for Shavana Paul-Voss. She's perfect from the floor. Helena Kurt with 2 points, and Sarah English with 2 points as well. The Gales, for the first time ever, are the number 1 seed in the tournament. It was the first time ever that they won at least a share of a MAAC regular season title. And also, of the losses so far this season for Iona, only one has come outside of the top 100 RPI, and that loss was on the road at Ryder in overtime. And everyone knows, whether you're a coach, a player, or just a spectator, that games on the road in conference are never easy. And the Gales used that Ryder loss as a turning point on this season. As Martinez now on the left wing as we are back underway here at the Mass Mutual Center. She'll take a three-point shot. It doesn't rattle home. Offensive rebound, though, goes to Gerador. It will go out of bounds off the hands of English, who knocked it out of Gerador's hands. It'll stay with Iona. Martinez gets the inbound to Gerador and now hands it back off to Powell. The normal starters are on the floor for Iona, as it's Joy Adams. She kicks out from the paint to D'Angelo. She misses the jumper, though. Rebound goes to Gerador. She picks up her dribble and now hands it off to Martinez at the left elbow. Crossing over on Paul Voss, now dishes it to D'Angelo, swinging it around to Powell as Leah Robson heads to the scorer's table for Iona. Now Powell kick out to Joy Adams. Joy Adams fakes the three-point shot. She'll now take it, and that hits off back rim. No good. Rebound goes to Kurt, as Sophie Beaudry is at the scorer's table for Monmouth. Iona still leads 10-8, 14:48 to go here in the first half. As checking at the lax whistle was Jenna Horvacinovic, a freshman from Pennsylvania. As a steal by Alicia Powell, she brings it down the floor. Now she'll give it off to D'Amica Martinez. Now hands it back off to Powell, playing hot potato. Now Powell drives left elbow, step back jumper, no. Pump fakes it, pass out to D'Angelo, tipped by Walker. It goes sailing out of bounds. Iona will retain possession with 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. Taking a seat is Sarah English, along with Haley D'Angelo. Powell now handle the point guard position. Dribbling left side, crossing over on Beaudry. Picks up her dribble, feeds it down low on the block to Gerador. Goes up strong with the right hand, doesn't get the roll. Offensive rebound, Joy Adams. She dribbles it out, kicks it out to D'Angelo. Look to take the three. However, decides to reset the offense. Now she'll take a jumper from the left elbow. Well short and air ball, but offensive rebound goes to Adams. She kicks it back out to Powell once again. Iona dominating the glass thus far, especially on the offensive end, but not many points to show for it, as D'Amica Martinez has her shot rejected by Paul Voss. But Joy Adams gets the loose ball. She puts it up, and she's fouled. The bucket is good, and she'll head to the line for a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. That was a lucky case of look what I found for Joy Adams. The block landed right in her hand. She put it up strong and was fouled in the process. That foul goes against Shavonna Paulvost. Adams' free throw is good, giving Iona the 13-8 lead. Joy Adams asserting herself with 8 points and 6 rebounds, and we're not even 7 minutes into this game yet, as Horvacinovic feeds it to Beaudry. Now back to Horvacinovic, a good jump shooter, but she'll drive left side. The finger roll blocked by Gerador. Adams gets the rebound. Bushing in transition. Cross-court pass to Martinez. Extra pass to Robinson for 3. Oh, it doesn't fall, but offensive rebound goes to Alicia Powell. And then a foul is called on the rebound as Joy Adams went tumbling to the floor. That foul goes against Jasmine Walker. Checking in for the Hawks is Mia Hopkins, a freshman from Pittston, Pennsylvania. Is off the inbound. Aaliyah Robinson now has it on the left side, being guarded by Hopkins. Looking to drive, but hands it off to Martinez, who's been held a little bit in check thus far. Only 2 points on 1 of 3 shooting. But Powell driving left side, kick out Joy Adams, baseline jumper, no. She'll drive to the paint, she'll put up the shot. Doesn't go off the front of the rim. And now they're going to call an offensive foul. And it's going to go on Joy Adams. Casey Chambers also in the game for Monmouth as she helmeted it off to Paulvost. Now Paulvost will take the jumper and she knocks it down just in front of the three-point line. Shavonna Paulvost doing her job carrying the Monmouth offense with 6 points, 3 of 3 shooting thus far. But a great cut by Aaliyah Robinson. Grace just down low to Adams. Can she finish? No. And the rebound goes to Horvacinovic. Horvacinovic now feeds it to Hopkins, who fed it down low to Paulvost. Extra pass. Horvacinovic knocks down the jumper. 4 quick points from Monmouth has made this back to a 1-point game. 13-12, Iona leads. 12:18 to go here in the first half. Haley D'Angelo at the scorers table for Coach Billy Gotze. Martinez backing down. Almost had it stolen away by Hopkins, who came to come help. But now Martinez picks up her dribble, feeds it to Gerador, but an errant pass is a turnover. Goes to Horvacinovic. Beaudry's left wide open on the block down low. She's posting up on Powell. Now she kicks it out. This is Hopkins for her jumper. No. And the rebound goes to Gerador. Iona lucky there. Beaudry didn't take advantage of the mismatch she had on Powell. Would have been an easy layup if she just turned toward the baseline. But she didn't recognize it, and now Iona has the ball back, up by 1. Martinez looking to make it 4 with a 3-point shot, and she does. Tamika Martinez, the quick release, gives Iona a 16-12 lead. 5 points thus far for the MAAC first team member. Cassie Ranger heading over to the scorers table as well. Looking to check in as Paulvost dishes it to Beaudry. Beaudry's jumper off the backboard doesn't fall. Gerador with the rebound, wrestling it away from Horvacinovic. Now feeds it to Adams. Now Adams passes it to Lee Robinson. She drives baseline. Cross-court pass to Powell. Extra pass to Martinez. Left open for 3. It is good. That's basically a layup for Tamika Martinez. Nobody within 5 feet of her. And Coach Jenny Palmatier has to call timeout for Monmouth as Iona's opened up their largest lead of the game at 7, 19-12. The MAAC first team members doing their job thus far. Tamika Martinez with 8 points. Joy Adams with 8 points. And we'll take a short break here on icgales.com.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action.
All the way to the finish.
At Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
The House of Sports is Westchester's premier youth sports training facility, specializing in skill-based teaching and coaching. The House of Sports focuses on basketball, lacrosse, baseball, and performance training. Their 120,000 square foot facility is located in Ardsley, New York, which is just minutes away from Manhattan, northern New Jersey, and Connecticut. Be sure to visit their website at www.houseofsportsny.com or give them a call today at 914-479-5419.
The score is Iona 19, Monmouth 12. John Stanko with you here on icygales.com. D'Amica Martinez with 6 quick points on 2 3-point buckets. She's shooting 3 of 5 from the floor. Joy Adams with 8 points on 2 of 5 shooting. She's gotten to the charity stripe 5 times. She also has 7 rebounds already. Leaders for Monmouth, it's Shavana Paulvos with 6 points. Horvacinovic chipping in 2, along with Kurt and English. As Christina Mitchell will re-enter the game for Monmouth, as Cassie Ranger and Haley D'Angelo enter for the Gales. Horvacinovic gets it into Casey Chambers, sophomore out of New Jersey. She's being guarded by D'Angelo. She brings it across the timeline. Now it's Horvacinovic, right side of the wing. Martinez goes underneath the screen but regathers herself and forces a traveling violation as Horvacinovic thought she had the open jumper, but Martinez with her quick feet able to force the turnover. And now Iona will get the ball back, looking to extend their 7-point lead. 19-12 Iona leads, 10:45 to go here in the first half. Monmouth playing their 2-3 zone as Powell gets into the paint, kicks it to Ranger. Now back extra pass to Martinez. She'll take the short jumper, and it doesn't fall. Offensive rebound goes to Joy Adams, but it's wrestled away from by Sophie Beaudry. Coach Paul Matier not happy with the jump ball call that was just whistled by the referee. So the ball will stay with Iona. 29 seconds on the shot clock as Beaudry takes his seat. And Hopkins re-enters for the Hawks. D'Angelo has to get it in. Almost 5-second violation, but Powell gets it, and then she's fouled using a pump fake very wisely in the paint. She was fouled hard. Her shot was rejected, but a lot of body contact, and she will head to the charity stripe. Horvacinovic called for the personal foul. Her first and the team's 5th. Powell's free throw off the back of the rim is no good. Alicia Powell on the year shot 85% from the free throw line. Second one does drop, giving Iona a 20-12 lead. Now a long pass from Chambers. Now it goes to Hopkins. Hopkins now dishes it back off the Chambers at the top of the key. Robinson at the scorer's table for Iona. Hopkins drives, free throw line kick out. Horvacinovic now feeding it down low. This is English. Back to Horvacinovic, driving left side, kick out. This is Chambers. Her 3-point shot's no good. Offensive rebound, though, goes to English. Kick back out to Chambers. Now this is Hopkins. She'll take the right side jumper. That's an air ball, and the ball will go sailing out of bounds in Iona's favor. I mentioned this Monmouth team struggled shooting the 3-point shot in the win over Niagara. And they've struggled on the year. They ranked 10th in the MAAC. Second to last, shooting below 30% on the season. As his Ranger, she came in for Alicia Powell. The pass is stolen away, though. This is by Hopkins. She tipped it out of the hands of Martinez, and she'll take it coast to coast and lay it in. Martinez caught napping, and Hopkins made her pay. And it leads back down to 6 for Iona as Hopkins gets her first points of the game. D'Angelo right side. She's being guarded by Hopkins, hounding her well. Now D'Angelo picks up her dribble, gives it to Martinez, pass to Robinson. Looking to drive, but denied by Mitchell. Cross-court pass to D'Angelo, pass to Ranger. Now she'll dribble it, right side wing, back to D'Angelo. Perimeter passing for Iona, but Robinson gets to the free throw line, but she can't make the jumper. Ball goes out of bounds off of Joy Adams. So Monmouth will get possession. That was good defense by Monmouth, forcing a lot of perimeter passes. No way for Iona to get inside. And now Cassie Ranger will take a seat, replaced by Sabrina Gerador. And if I can read lips, Coach Billy Gotzi's telling Cassie to shoot the ball. She was open in the corner a couple of times, but decided to kick it out to the wing. As now English has it down low, feeding it to a cutting Hopkins. Gets to the right side. Her shot almost blocked from behind by Martinez, but instead she lays it in. Hopkins giving some good energy to the Hawks over the past couple minutes with defense and offense. 20-16 the score, 8:38 to go in the first half. Martinez, now being guarded by Hopkins, is extended 3-2 zone, and she'll take a contested three. And D'Amica Martinez, you cannot stop that shot if you're Hopkins. Hopkins had a hand right in Martinez's face, but she dropped it anyway. Now Martinez leads all scorers with 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Now on the defensive end, D'Angelo trying to keep up with Chambers, who kicks it out to Mitchell, now fed down low to English, posting up on Gerador. That shot's rejected by Sabrina Gerador. The ball will go out of bounds. It'll stay with Monmouth, but 13 seconds remain on the shot clock. Chambers looks to inbound it. She gets it into English. Her shot rejected once again by Gerador, but this time a foul is called. The referees for today are Kenneth Kelly, Shannon Feck, and Robert McDowell. As English's first free throw is no good. Second one up and on its way. No good either. Sarah English, only a 59% free throw shooter on the year, showed why there. Missing both attempts from the line as Gerador now has it on the left back. Kick out to Joy Adams. She being guarded by Paul Voss in this 3-2 zone. Now feeding it down low to Gerador. She'll take the short jumper from the baseline. It rattles home. Using both the backboard and the rim, Gerador gets it to drop in an errant pass by Mitchell on the inbound, and the ball goes back to Iona. D'Angelo with the steal. Feeding it to Adams. Cross-court pass to Robinson for three. Oh, the sophomore can't hit it, but offensive rebound, Gerador. Shot blocked from behind by English. Loose ball on the ground, picked up by Hopkins. Iona leads 25-16. They could have made it double digits there as Robinson had a great look from deep, but she couldn't knock it down. Now it's English on the right block, handing it off to Chambers, but they're going to call a foul on Haley D'Angelo. They're saying a reach-in violation as the pass was tipped. She doesn't necessarily agree, but she'll head to the bench now with 2 personal fouls. And we'll take a short break here on IonaInsider.com. The Iona Gills leading the Monmouth Hawks with 7:20 to go in the first half, 25-16.
Let's all go to the Beachmont. Come in and see what we're all about. For years, the Beachmont has been all about you. Great dining, great atmosphere, and has been a meeting place where the entire Iona community gathers. The Beachmont Tavern at 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle, right across the street from Iona, has always been the first choice for Gale fans before and after each game. We are open 7 days a week for lunch or dinner and is a fun place to be any hour of the day. Mondays are half-price wing nights at the Beachmont. Enjoy the best buffalo wings in town, along with half off of domestic pitchers. Tuesday is a 2-for-1 night with domestic bottles and appetizers. Wednesday, enjoy our great burgers half-priced as well, along with $3 domestic bottles. Friday is happy hours, so come in and enjoy some complimentary wings. If you're planning a get-together at the Beachmont, they have a private room available for your party. Or if you're having it at home, let the Beachmont cater it. The Beachmont is more than just a restaurant, it's a meeting place for sports fans. Watch the big game on one of our large TVs. The Beachmont has the NFL's Sunday Ticket. Bring in a ticket stub from any Iona game and receive a free half-dozen Beachmont wings. That's the Beachmont Tavern, 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle. We look forward to seeing you there.
John Stanko with you here on ICGales.com. Iona leading Monmouth with 7:22 to go in the first half, 25-16 the score. The leaders for Iona, D'Amica Martinez with 11 points on 4 of 7 shooting. Joy Adams with 8 points and 9 rebounds. Thus far in the first half, she's shooting 2 of 5 from the floor. Sabrina Gerador with 2 points. Cassie Ranger has chipped in a 3-point field goal, and Alicia Powell has made 1 shot from the free throw line. For Monmouth, the leader, Shavonna Paulvos, with 6 points, and Amia Hopkins with 4. Paulvos to inbound it now from right in front of the Iona bench. Gets it into Mitchell, bounces off Mitchell's foot, and that's going to be a backcourt violation. No. The Iona bench erupts as to why there is no backcourt violation. And I am puzzled as well here. But now it's English on the right wing. Regardless, Iona has to play defense. 15 seconds remaining on the shot clock. And now they're going to call an offensive foul down low on Sarah English. That's going to be her first personal foul, 6th team foul. So Iona ends up getting the ball back. As we're under 7 minutes to go, Iona leads 25-16. Martinez, top of the key. She'll take the elbow jumper as she takes one dribble in, but she misses it, and English gets the rebound, looking for an outlet. And she finds, this is Kurt who re-entered the game for Monmouth. Now Kurt handed off to Paulvos, now back top of the key to English. Jared are giving English plenty of space around the three-point line. English not a threat to shoot the deep shot at all, as Paulvos now being guarded by Robinson on the near side wing, giving it back to Hopkins. Now hand off to Paulvos. Will take the contested free throw line jumper. She'll knock it down over Joy Adams. Paulvos is playing well. 8 points, perfect from the floor. He also has 2 assists and 2 rebounds. Now Adams, she'll take a 3-point shot. Joy Adams will knock down the 3-point field goal over the outstretched hands of Sarah English. If Joy Adams can knock down that long-range shot, it stretches out the Monmouth zone immensely, which would open up things down low for drivers like Alicia Powell and Joy Adams herself. Now that dribble is stripped away by D'Amica Martinez as Hopkins caused the cause of the turnover there. Now it's Powell on the right wing, trying to back down on Kurt. Now dishes it out. Martinez for 3. Oh, it doesn't drop. Rebound out of bounds off the hands of Adams, and it'll go to Monmouth. Iona leads 28-18. The Gales stars are playing well thus far. 11 points apiece for D'Amica Martinez and Joy Adams. First team selections living up to their billing. As Kurt gets it across the timeline, hands it to Mitchell, who's been quiet so far today. No points and no rebounds after a huge game against Niagara. This is Paulvos driving right side, kick it out to Kurt. Kurt driving right side now, and they're going to call a foul before her shot. The question is, who will this foul be on? It's going to go on Alicia Powell for a double hand check. 5th team foul on Iona. Mitchell gets the inbound, being guarded by Martinez. Tries to get it to Chambers. Excuse me, that's Hopkins. And now Hopkins has it. She dishes out to Paulvos. Paulvos feeds it around to Kurt. As Walker's at the scorer's table now for the Hawks. As Kurt trying to get into the paint. Her shot rejected by Jared, or Kurt tries to save it, but her foot was out of bounds. And the ball will go to Iona. Sabrina Jaredor. 3 blocks already in the first half. As Powell feeds it to Martinez on the left wing. Still in this now 3-2 zone. Robinson will take a 3-point shot. That's well short. Paulvos got the rebound. Now she's going coast to coast, but she's denied by Robinson. Now kick out to Kurt. Extra pass. Walker for 3. It's good. Jasmine Walker coming off the bench. Sophomore guard able to give them 3 points, and the lead now 28-21 for Iona. Adams will look to answer with the 3. She pump fakes it, feeds it to Robinson at the elbow. Her short jumper left well short, but the rebound goes out of bounds off of Paul Boss's shoulder, so it'll stay with Iona. Aaliyah Robinson struggling shooting thus far. 0 for 5 from the floor, 0 for 3 from deep. Iona as a team is only shooting 35%, while Monmouth is shooting 47%, yet Iona still leads by 7. Martinez will take a 3-point field goal. That doesn't fall. Offensive rebound goes to Cassie Ranger, checking at the last whistle. She hands it back off to Martinez, crossing over on Kurt. Spin move into the paint. Her fadeaway jumper is good. 30-21, the lead now for Iona. 4 minutes to go in the first half. Pass down low to English, almost thrown away by Joy Adams, but instead it goes to Mitchell, who misses her layup. Rebound finds the hands of Powell. Now Powell leading a fast break for Iona. Rangers wide open in the far wing. Feed it to the near side baseline. Joy Adams, her jumper doesn't go off the back of the rim. Rebound out of bounds off of Sabrina Gerador. And that's going to bring us to our final media timeout of the first half. With 3:47 to go, Iona holds a 9-point edge over Monmouth, 30-21.
Check out JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitterford Avenue on City Island, serving fresh seafood, sumptuous sizzling steaks, and delicious Italian specialties. JP's is open every day year-round. Come in for lunch at JP's Waterside every day starting at 11. Don't forget about us for catering all your special occasions either. Walk-ins and reservations are accepted. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitterford Avenue right there on City Island. Give us a call at 718-885-3364. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant on City Island.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action
All the way to the finish.
at Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
John Stankin with you here on ICGales.com. Iona leading Monmouth here in the quarterfinals of the women's MAAC tournament, 30-21 the score. 3:47 remain in the half. Be sure to stay tuned to the Iona Insider halftime show, where I'll be joined by Iona's own PA announcer, Rich Leaf. He's got a lot of insight. He's announced a lot of games. He's got a lot of great experiences, and he will share them all on the halftime show. But there's still 3:47 to go in the first half. Iona leads by 9. However, their offense is not clicking on all cylinders. They are only shooting 10 of 30 from the field. They're shooting 5 of 13 from long range. A couple careless turnovers, traveling violations. Yet despite all that, Iona is leading 30-21. A big reason why is 11 offensive rebounds have led to 8 second chance points. And it should be noted that Shavana Palvas, with her 8 points today, has passed the 1,000 career point plateau, which is a great achievement for any college basketball player, so congratulations to her. But now this is Walker's. We're back underway here. Walker feeds it to Palvas. Her jumper is no good. Rebound was tipped by Beaudry, who checked in for the Hawks, and it finds the hands back of Walker. So new shot clock for the Hawks. Down by 9, looking to cut into that lead as Mitchell has it, top of the key, gives it to Beaudry at the right elbow. Now handed off to Palvas, back top of the key, using a screen from Beaudry. Now kicks it back out, and she's called for a traveling violation. Turnover, Monmouth, Iona ball. D'Angelo still on the bench for the Gales as Powell's handling the point guard spot. Double screen set by Gerador and Ranger. Now it's Ranger coming around left side. Picks up her dribble. Has to swing it back around to Powell. She's left open for 3. That one doesn't fall either off the side of the rim. Mitchell pulls down the rebound. It's Kurt now just in front of the timeline. Trying to cross over and get by Powell, but she has to hand it off to Walker. She drives baseline. Gerador comes to help. Great dish down low to Kurt. However, she's not able to make the layup as Joy Adams came to help and attempt the block shot, and the ball went out of bounds off the rebound. It'll stay with Monmouth. Helena Kurt found herself in a forest of Iona arms looking to block that shot. And a rebound, I believe, deflected off one of those 3 Iona players who were all crowded in the paint. But the inbound pass now goes to Palvas. She feeds it down low to Beaudry, posting up on Gerador. 5 seconds on the shot clock, and they're going to call a traveling violation before Beaudry took the shot. So the ball will go back to Iona. Iona's defense has been a bit more stingy in the past 4 or 5 minutes or so. And now looking to expand on their 9-point lead, leading 30-21 with 2:20 to go in the first half. Left side, Powell driving, gets all the way to the paint, kick out Martinez. Extra pass to Adams. Adams does not take the 3-point shot. Instead, dribbling it out with 5 seconds remaining on the shot clock. She loses control of her dribble. A turnover for Joy Adams. Ball finds the hands of Mitchell, and now Monmouth will bring it up the court. As Palvas on the right side, they're going to call a foul on Alicia Powell for a hold as Helena Kurt was trying to drive and cut toward the right side of the bucket, but Alicia Powell held her. That's her second personal foul. Team's 6th. Spencer Gray checks in for the first time today, replacing Powell, as she'll likely take a seat on the bench for the remainder of the half with 2 personal fouls. As Walker gets the inbound pass down low, her hook shot no good. Rebound pulled down by Martinez. Her first rebound of the game. Martinez feeds it to Ranger. Pump fake the 3. She drives baseline, picks up her dribble, kick back out. Martinez from NBA range. It's good. From behind the NBA three-point line, D'Amica Martinez knocks down her 4th three-point field goal of the game and gives Iona a 33-21 lead. Largest lead of the game for Iona at 12 right now, as it's Kurt, right side block, picks up her dribble, feeds it to Mitchell. She tried to get it down low to Beaudry, but the pass was tipped by Gerador, finds the hands of Adams. Losing control of the dribble, feeds it off to Martinez, and a careless pass by Julie Adams gives the ball back to Monmouth. English and Shira Shecht looking to check in at the scores table for Monmouth. Shecht looking to check in for the first time as Paul Voss's jumper from the free throw line no good. As Mitchell got the rebound, her shot was blocked by D'Amica Martinez, but the rebound off the block went out of bounds, so it'll stay with Monmouth. As Shecht and English now come in for Monmouth. Shecht, a senior forward from Israel, standing at 6 foot tall. As a great inbounds play leaves Shavonna Paulvos wide open, and she puts it in from the left side, and we're under a minute to go. The Iona lead is 10, 33-23. Adam has it right wing, top of the key. She'll take a three-point shot. Off back rim, no good. Rebound pulled down by English. Not the shot Iona wants in their motion offense, but she was open, however, not able to knock it down. Now Monmouth looking to cut it down to single digits before the half. A 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock as Kurt feeds it. This is to Shecht for 3. No good off back rim. Rebound goes to Walker, and then a foul's called on Spencer Gray. And that's going to be 1-1 now for Monmouth, as that's the 7th team foul. Jasmine Walker into the free throw line. Her first free throw is good. Walker shooting 69% from the charity stripe on the season. And both free throws are good, as head coach Billy Gotti is going to call her use it or lose it 30-second timeout with 16.4 seconds remaining in the first half. Iona leads by 8, 33-25. At one point, they were up by 12 with a chance to expand it, but a couple turnovers by Joy Adams gave the ball back to Monmouth. And then an offensive rebound by the Hawks on their last possession. And then a foul by Spencer Gray was able to get them to the free throw line. Points in the paint has been an emphasis for Iona defensively all year long. However, Monmouth only has 10 points in the paint thus far early on. Granted, this is a fairly low-scoring game by Iona standards, so 10 points of the 25, still a high percentage for Monmouth in the paint. It's been Paul Voss. Every time the points haven't been scored in the paint, it's been Paul Voss knocking down a jumper, as she has 10 points. Now we're back underway, 8 seconds to go. Gray, baseline, feeds it to Martinez. She has the ball with 3 seconds remaining on the clock. She's got to put something up. Crossing over on Kurt. She'll put up a contested 2-point field goal. It's an air ball, and that'll be the end of the first half. After the first 20 minutes of this one, the Gales lead Monmouth 33-25. Stay tuned for the halftime show where Iona's own PA announcer Rich Leaf will join me to talk about his experiences with Iona College basketball and everything that he has to share. Stay tuned to the Iona Insider halftime show coming up right now.
Go like Iona goes. All Sports International in Yorktown Heights is more than just a travel agency. It's a full-service provider for all of your travel needs. Whether you are one, two, or a team, All Sports International agents are trained to negotiate the lowest airfares. But they do more than just that. Hotels, cars, vans, whatever you need, whether it's far in advance or at the last minute, All Sports International will get it done. You worry about yourself, they'll take care of the rest. Individual or group, business or pleasure, close or far away. The folks at All Sports International will do it all at the lowest possible cost to you. All Sports International in Yorktown Heights. Call 914-243-4590. All Sports International. They make sure the Gales get to all their road games.
Yellow Book Yellow Pages is packed with buying information, complete Yellow Pages, business white pages, community information, area maps, money-saving coupons, even a restaurant menu section. And the easy-to-read print helps you find whatever you're looking for. Available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yellow Pages reaches your potential customers at the exact moment they are ready to buy. For more information about promoting your business in Yellow Book, call 1-800-YB-YELLOW. Yellow Book, not the other book.
Back here on ICGales.com, John Stanko being joined by Iona's own PA announcer, Rich Leaf. Rich, thank you for joining me.
John, thanks for having me. It's great to be up here.
You have the honor of doing the PA here in Springfield. You were asked by the MAAC just last year. This is your second year. You do a fantastic job. You and the Rider PA guy are here holding down the fort here in Springfield.
Yeah, we share the duties. Actually, today there's a guy here from Siena, I believe, but Dan from Rider and I do most of the announcing, and the MAAC has a policy that we can't do the team that we're affiliated with, so that eliminates me from doing Iona, which, I accept the policy. I wish I could be down there doing the game, but I can understand where some coaches might say, why do they get to have their announcer? Some coaches are very temperamental, as you know, so just happy to do as many games as I can.
Well, let's talk about how did you get started at Iona? Because you've been doing PA for a long time, but you're fairly new to Iona in terms of your PA career.
Well, I was doing a high school tournament that I do every year right after Christmas. Any listeners in the Westchester area might be familiar with the Slam Dunk basketball tournament at the Westchester County Center in White Plains. And I guess it was 5 years ago, something like that. I was doing the game, and it was halftime, and this big guy sat down next to me, and I had never seen him before, although I had thought I had never seen him before. As it turned out, I had. I'll explain that in a moment. But it was Brian Byrer, and he introduced himself as an associate athletic director at Iona College. Would I be interested in assuming the public address duties? And I said, well, Brian, if you twist my arm a few times, I'll think about it. I guess Brian had been doing it. And as you know, he has so many duties that he has to do during a home game. It's very hard for him to sit down and concentrate on a 40-minute basketball game. So first home game, I sat next to him while he did it, and then I took over. It was mid-January 2011, I believe, and it was a women's game. It was one of those kids games where they a 12 noon start where they bust in about 500 screaming kids, and that was it. And I've been there ever since, and it's just really enjoyable. It really is. Not only is there great basketball, as you know, but just getting to know some of the people like yourself and Brian and Steve and John Higgins, and just a great bunch of people over there. And they make me feel special, and I really enjoy it.
You've done a fantastic job at Iona, but how did you get started in PA in general? I mean, what was your first role doing PA announcing?
Well, I'm a retired school teacher, and I used to do. I taught at the Harrison schools in Westchester. Did some PA for the football, and as far as basketball was concerned, I had done some part-time radio work at a now defunct station up in Mount Kisco, New York, WVIP. Got to be very friendly with one of the football coaches at John Jay High School up in that area, and he became the Section 1 basketball chairman. Section 1 is the governing body of sports in Westchester, Putnam, and Rockland. And he asked me to fill in for a guy one day at the county center during the sectional tournament. Would I do a couple of games? I said, sure. The next day, as it turned out, The other gentleman had taken ill. So like a Wally Pipp story, started doing it, and that was 33 years ago. So still active doing that.
Yep, you're still going strong. And we had dinner together last night, and you explained your theory of PA announcing. You have two really role models that you look toward in terms of PA.
Well, growing up, and some of your listeners that are more of my age might know these names. Bob Shepard, the longtime PA announcer at Yankee Stadium, and John Condon, the longtime PA announcer at Madison Square Garden. I went to a lot of Yankee games, a lot of games at Madison Square Garden, listened to these guys, and these guys were just very, very, very calm. In fact, Bob Shepard, he talked about 3 C's: clear, concise, and correct. And that's basically how I develop my style. I'm not a screamer, as some people are. Back when I came to Iona, I was asked to juice it up a little bit for the home team as a college announcer, which I did, but it was a bit of an adjustment. And I'm still not the same kind of a screamer that you hear in some arenas. I just feel that the student athletes are doing their thing on the court. I don't want to take away. People are not. I'm not there to entertain people. I'm there to inform people and let the kids on the court do the entertainment part of it.
Well, obviously, at some points, you have to get a little in because you've seen a ton of great basketball games. You've been a part of some great moments. Well, what is one moment that really sticks out in your mind?
Well, one that sticks out in my mind happened last year in the high school championships at the Westchester County Center, and it was a game that went national, went viral, as they say, within 20 minutes. And New Rochelle and Mount Vernon high schools were playing their big rivalries. And Mount Vernon had the game wrapped up. An errant pass went to a New Rochelle kid who threw in a shot from 3/4 court. And it was one of these things. Did the shot get off on time? Now, in high school basketball, the officials cannot look at a replay. So originally, one official waved it off. Okay. And then the officials conferred, and they decided that it was good. And you had a unique situation. My first reaction was no basket. And you had a unique situation of two teams and the fans of both teams celebrating on the court at the same time. Both thinking that they had won the game. And it took a lot of guts. The other two officials brought the other guy over, who happened to be the senior guy, and they said, no, the shot was good. And replays later showed MSG Varsity was televising that game, and it was off on time.
Well, thankfully the referees got that one right.
They got it right, and it was just an amazing thing to be part of. It was on ESPN Sports Center. In fact, it was a nominee for the Play of the Year, the ESPN ESPYs, which I thought should have won. I remember watching that whole program until like 12:30 in the morning, and they gave it to that hit that the
Jadeveon Clowney,
right? Which I thought there's been so much talk about concussions in football, why they gave it that play. But anyway, hey, they didn't ask my opinion. But just the fact that a high school play was nominated, I thought was pretty cool.
Well, someone who did ask you something about that play was Sports Illustrated. You were interviewed by them. Talk about that.
Yep, Alexander Wolf from Sports Illustrated wrote a big article about that. It came out in the middle of December, and he came to my home, interviewed me, about it, and interviewed coaches, players, interviewed the guy, a good friend of mine, who was the official timer. About did he start the clock on time? That was also an issue. And again, it's the timers are told to watch for the chop. In other words, the officials have their hand in the air and they bring it down when the ball is in play. And there's a human element involved. I mean, there's got to be a fraction of a second. And so a very interesting article about the whole thing. And that was fun to be part of that as well.
It was an absolutely fantastic read. Now, you always get asked about what was your favorite moment, but I'm going to ask you another tough question that everyone always asks you. What's the best player you've seen in all your PA announcing career?
Oh, that's a tough question, John. I wish I had some time to research it, but I've seen some terrific players. I saw Elton Brand play high school ball. He has to be up on the list. I saw Ben Gordon play high school ball. he has to be up on the list. In the 5 years or so that I've been at Iona, I mean, I've seen 3 terrific players in Scott Machado, Momo Jones, and now Sean Armand. I mean, those guys can just light it up. And you know, we have 2 on this women's team here as we watch them warm up. D'Amica Martinez. I mean, you called it before. She took a 3-point shot from NBA range or beyond, and it was right through the net. And Joy Adams, the potential that she has. You think of her, as a rebounder in an inside game, but she showed she has a terrific outside shot as well. And she's only a sophomore, and I just can't wait, the next couple of years to see how she develops. So those are a few off the top of my head. I got to give a plug to the Iona people since we're on the Iona broadcast here. But I'm not making that up. They're and Scott and Momo and Sean. I've gotten to know them a little bit as well. They're just terrific guys. People don't sometimes see this, but after a game, I mean, Scott and Momo and now Sean, I mean, they hang around that gym until the very last kid gets an autograph, gets his picture taken with them, and they're just great role models, and just great representatives of Iona College, and just wish them nothing but the best. Scott is trying to get his NBA career going, and hopefully Sean will have an opportunity as well. And they're just great young men, just great to know them even a little bit.
Now, before I let you go, you told me and assistant SID Steve Coates at dinner last night, you got to keep stats for one of the most famous play-by-play announcers of all time. Just before we let you go, you have to tell that story.
Well, when I was in college, I was going to a school in Cleveland, Ohio. This is in the late 60s, so I'm kind of dating myself. And there was an NBA team known as the Cincinnati Royals. And they played 9 or 10 games a year in Cleveland, Ohio. And I happened to notice on the schedule that the Knicks were coming to Cleveland, Ohio to play the Cincinnati Royals, and Marv Albert was the radio voice of the Knicks at the time. So I said, what the heck, I'll write him a letter. I'll see if he needs someone to keep stats. I was doing play-by-play for my college radio station at the time. I knew basketball. I figured it was a long shot, and sure enough, he wrote back to me, said, give me a call at my hotel when I get into town, which I did. And I wound up sitting next to him doing a broadcast and keeping stats for him during a Knick game. And, I can say that, I knew Marv Albert when. I doubt he remembers that. It was 1968 or 69, but it's something I'll always remember. And I still have the letters that we exchanged.
That's unbelievable. That's before you can contact via Twitter or email. You hand wrote a letter and he got back to you.
Exactly. Believe it or not, in those days, that's what you did. There were no cell phones. You either called a landline or you wrote a letter. I wrote a letter to him. He was working at WHN Radio, which is now the 1050. Now is ESPN Radio. Used to be WHN, and they used to cover the Knicks and the Rangers and the Yankees as well. And he answered my letter, and I was able to do a game with him. It was a great thrill.
Well, that's Rich Leaf, everyone, PA announcer for the Iona College Gales at the Heinz Athletic Center. Thank you for joining me here on the Halftime Show, and enjoy watching the second half.
John, thank you very much. It's a pleasure listening to your play-by-play. You do a great job, and good luck with your career. I know you're looking to get moving on it, and wish you nothing but the best. As I think I've told you before, I expect to see you on Sports Center or broadcasting for Nesson. Maybe for your beloved Red Sox one of these days.
I would not mind that at all.
Okay, John, thanks again.
Thank you very much. Second half just moments away. Iona leading Monmouth at halftime, 33-25.
Goes. All Sports International in Yorktown Heights is more than just a travel agency. It's a full-service provider for all of your travel needs. Whether you are one, two, or a team, All Sports International agents are trained to negotiate the lowest airfares. But they do more than just that. Hotels, cars, vans, whatever you need, whether it's far in advance or at the last minute, All Sports International will get it done. You worry about yourself, they'll take care of the rest. Individual or group, business or pleasure, close or far away. The folks at All Sports International will do it all at the lowest possible cost to you. All Sports International in Yorktown Heights. Call 914-243-4590. All Sports International. They make sure the Gales get to all their road games.
Back here on icygales.com, Iona leading Monmouth 33-25 at halftime. I want to thank you, Rich Lee, for joining me at halftime. A fantastic interview, man with immense experience and great stories. The voice of your Iona College Gales at the Heinz Athletic Center. But Iona right now is in Springfield, Massachusetts at the Mass Mutual Center. It's the quarterfinals of the Women's MAAC tournament. Iona hold the 8-point edge, and they're being led by D'Amica Martinez with 16 points on 6 of 11 shooting. Joy Adams has 11 points and 8 rebounds thus far. They have 27 of Iona's 33 points combined. The other points have gone from Cassie Ranger, 3 points, Sabrina Giardor has chipped in 2, and Alicia Powell has made a free throw. For Monmouth, it's all Shavonna Paulvos with 10 points. Jasmine Walker has 5. Helena Kurt has 2, along with Sarah English. And Mia Hopkins off the bench has 4. And Jenna Horvacinovic has chipped in 2 as well. The big edge for Iona, why they're leading in this game, is their offensive rebounds. They have 10 of them. And the second half is now just underway. Monmouth will get the ball first. Iona 20 minutes away from moving on to the semifinals of the MAAC tournament. As down low, Paul Voss feeds it to English. Her layup is no good. Rebound tipped away by Walker. Finds the hands of D'Amica Martinez. And now she'll dribble the ball up the court for Iona. It is the starters returning to the floor for the Gales. That means Cassie Ranger is out here starting the final 20 minutes. And D'Amica Martinez, she crosses over Walker, puts up a jump shot, was hit on the elbow, but of course the shot was nothing but net, so she'll head to the free throw line for a chance at an and one play. And D'Amica Martinez will head to the free throw line, where she's been dominant this season at 85% during conference play and 88% overall on the season. She made the free throw, and the lead's back up to 11 for Iona. Now Iona putting out a bit of a 2-2-1 press as D'Angelo hounded Mitchell, but she got the pass to Paul Voss, who goes all the way down the court, but she misses the layup, but she gets her own rebound, and will kick it back out to Kurt, and a new shot clock for Monmouth. English has it on the right wing. Giardor giving her at least 10 feet, and now she swings it around to Kurt on the other side. Kurt to Paul Voss. Adams matched up on her. Paul Voss calling for a screen. Adams tries to go over it. Mitchell sets a hard screen, though, and Cassie Ranger has to switch onto her. Now it's Kurt back at the MAAC logo. Martinez on her. Kurt driving left side, puts up the layup. It is good between the arms of Sabrina Giardor and D'Amica Martinez. A great bucket there by Helena Kurt. The starters have returned to the floor as well for Monmouth. As Adams has a right wing, kicking to Martinez for 3. D'Amica Martinez, oh, that one toilet bowls out. Unlucky bounce there for the junior, as now Monmouth has possession once again. As quickly, Mia Hopkins looking to check in for the Hawks, as Paul Voss has it down low in the paint. She'll take the pass. No, she'll do a great jump pass to Sarah English. And the lead's now 36-29. Paul Voss went up looking to take the fadeaway jumper. Instead, it was a jump pass to English, who was wide open on the left block. Now Adams gives it to Ranger for 3. Cassie Ranger can't knock it down, and Walker gets the rebound. Two minutes into the second half. Iona leading by 7. Kurt has the top of the key, swinging it around to Mitchell. Now it's in the hands of Walker. Walker down low to English. Back out to Walker. Gives it to Paul Voss, now top of the key. 10 seconds on the shot clock. Paul Voss driving right side. Gets by Ranger. And they're going to call a body foul on Cassidy Ranger. That'll be the first team foul of this half. First on Ranger, as Hopkins comes in replacing Christina Mitchell. Kirk gets it down low to English. A jump ball, though. Sabrina Giardor got a piece of the pass, painted it against the body of English, and as both hands were on it, possession arrow points toward Iona. Ranger left wing, swinging it around to the right wing. Now back to the right wing with Ranger. Ranger for 3. Cassie Ranger, she can't knock that one down. Hopkins gets the rebound, but stripped away by D'Amica Martinez. Ball on the floor. Martinez dives for it. Kurt then touched it as well, but the official is saying it goes in Monmouth's direction. That's great heads-up defense there by Martinez to at least swipe that one away from Hopkins when she wasn't looking. Paul Voss at the far side gives a cross-court pass, but stolen away by Adams. Loose ball. Martinez dribbles and picks it up. Gives it to D'Angelo. D'Angelo now driving right side. Gives it to Gerador at the free throw line. Swings it around. No. Now she takes one dribble. Gives it to Ranger on the left wing. Back to Gerador. Hands it off to Martinez. Gerador now setting a screen. Now same with Cassidy Ranger. Martinez kick out D'Angelo for three. The captain can't deliver. Offensive rebound, Joy Adams. Her layup is good. This press for Iona causing some difficulty for Monmouth, but the Hawks are bailed out with a foul this time around as Joy Adams tried to get the steal but jumped into the body of Mia Hopkins. And that'll be the second personal foul on Joy Adams. Nobody currently in big foul trouble for either team. As Sophie Beaudry comes in replacing Sarah English. Paul Voss gets it into Kurt. D'Angelo hands held high, but now Paul Voss has it at the free throw line, driving right side, and they're going to call a foul on Joy Adams once again. That's going to be her third personal. Now Coach Gotzi has a decision. And she comes in, and Alea Robinson comes in replacing Joy Adams. Two quick fouls send Joy Adams to the bench. We'll see how long she rests there. As Hopkins looks to inbound her now, gets it into Paul Voss. Paul Voss touches the ball on every offensive possession for the Hawks. As Walker has it left corner, feeds it down low to Beaudry, kicks it back out to Walker for three. Walker's three-point shot is good. (38-32) the score, and Joy Adams on the bench. Crunch time for Iona now. Monmouth coming out the second half shooting well as Adams has it. Stripped away, though, by Kurt. 3-on-2 fast break for Monmouth. Kurt feeds it to Walker. Walker pump fakes on D'Angelo. Kick it out to Kurt now for her jumper. It's good. 38-34 the score. Alicia Powell heading to the scorer's table for Coach Gotzi. Under 16 minutes to go. D'Angelo, her pass is stolen away. It's Paul Voss now driving, going coast to coast. Pump fakes the pass. She misses the layup. The Walker with the offensive rebound. She puts it up and in. And head coach Billy Gotzi has to call a timeout. With 15:40 to go in the second half, Monmouth has cut the lead to 2. Iona struggling to hang on with a 38-36 lead.
This March, the MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action
All the way to the finish.
at Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
The House of Sports is Westchester's premier youth sports training facility, specializing in skill-based teaching and coaching. The House of Sports focuses on basketball, lacrosse, baseball, and performance training. Their 120,000 square foot facility is located in Ardsley, New York, which is just minutes away from Manhattan, northern New Jersey, and Connecticut. Be sure to visit their website at www.houseofsportsny.com or give them a call today at 914-479-5419.
John Stankin with you here on ICGales.com. Iona now leading Monmouth only by 2, 38-36. Jasmine Walker fueling the quick comeback trail for the Hawks. 5 points early on here in the second half alone. She's perfect from the floor. She also has 2 rebounds in the second half. We're just over 4 minutes in. On the floor right now for Iona is Alicia Powell, Haley D'Angelo, Cassidy Ranger, Sabrina Gerador, and D'Amica Martinez. For Monmouth, Sophie Beaudry, Shavana Paul Voss, Jasmine Walker, Helena Kurt, and Mia Hopkins. D'Angelo feeds it to Powell. Iona needs a really big bucket here to get some momentum back. Powell swinging around to D'Angelo, right side, down low. Gerador on the block, posting up on Beaudry. Her shot blocked. Gerador saves it, goes in the hands of Beaudry. Now it's Walker who picks up her dribble off the pressure from Powell, but she gives it to Kurt, who brings it across the timeline. And Monmouth has a chance to tie this game or take the lead. It's Paulvos driving on Martinez. Right side, they're going to call a foul on Tamika Martinez before her layup was good. That's Tamika Martinez's first foul. It's the third team foul of the half. And now we'll take another short break. Monmouth has the ball and momentum and are only down by 2. The Gales still holding on, though, 38-36.
Let's all go to the Beachmont. Come in and see what we're all about. For years, the Beachmont has been all about you. Great dining, great atmosphere, and has been a meeting place where the entire Iona community gathers. The Beachmont Tavern at 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle, right across the street from Iona, has always been the first choice for Gale fans before and after each game. We are open 7 days a week for lunch or dinner and is a fun place to be any hour of the day. Mondays are half-price wing nights at the Beachmont. Enjoy the best buffalo wings in town, along with half off of domestic pitchers. Tuesday is a 2-for-1 night with domestic bottles and appetizers. Wednesday, enjoy our great burgers half-priced as well, along with $3 domestic bottles. Friday is happy hour, so come in and enjoy some complimentary wings. If you're planning a get-together at the Beachmont, they have a private room available for your party. Or if you're having it at home, let the Beachmont cater it. The Beachmont is more than just a restaurant, it's a meeting place for sports fans. Watch the big game on one of our large TVs. The Beachmont has the NFL's Sunday Ticket. Bring in a ticket stub from any Iona game and receive a free half-dozen Beachmont wings. That's the Beachmont Tavern, 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle. We look forward to seeing you there.
Back here on IonaInsider.com, the Gales leading the Hawks 38-36. However, all the momentum is on the Hawks side. As Kurt is looking to inbound it from underneath the Monmouth basket. Kurt gets into Hopkins, who hands it back off to Kurt now in the right corner as she dribbles it out to the top of the key. It's Paul Voss feeding Beaudry down low, kicking out to Walker. Walker for 3. That's an air ball, and the rebound goes to Sabrina Gerador. Martinez, top of the key, kicks it to Powell. Powell driving toward the right elbow. Now she dribbles it back out as Gerador setting a screen. Powell will use it. She'll take the three-point shot behind it, and she'll knock that shot down. Alicia Powell with a big three-point bucket there. Her first field goal of the game gives Iona back a 5-point lead. Now Iona putting on that 2-2-1 press once again. Now it's Hopkins trapped, goes cross-court pass to Paul Voss. Now she has it left side, hands it back off to Kurt. Kurt feeding Paul Voss. Right block, her jumper, a brick. Ball goes out of bounds off the hands of Sabrina Gerador, so he'll stay with Monmouth. However, 12 seconds remain on the shot clock. 14-13 to go in the second half. Kurt inbound to get it to Hopkins. Her fadeaway jumper from the free throw line is no good. Ball goes out of bounds again off the hands of Sabrina Gerador. It'll stay with the Hawks. For the third straight time, Kurt looking to inbound it from the baseline, gets it to Hopkins. Now she'll dribble it toward the right block, and then she'll hand it off to Kurt. Look to take the three. Martinez denied it. Now she'll dribble it back out, slowing down the offense. Paul Voss will take the three off the feed from Kurt. She banks it in. Everything working for Shavonna Paul Voss. Leads 2 for Iona, 41-39. Powell gives it to Ranger. Ranger will not take the three. She feeds it down low to Gerador, posting up on Beaudry. Her shot off the back of the rim. Oh, it doesn't get the friendly roll. Walker gets the rebound. Once again, Monmouth can tie this one up or take the lead. The pace is definitely in the favor of Monmouth. as they're slowing it down. They're not even starting their offense until 15 seconds on the shot clock. It's now down to 10. Walker feeding it to Beaudry down low. Spin move on Gerador. The bucket is good, and the foul. We are knotted up at 41, and Captain Haley D'Angelo immediately calls the team together to regather their senses, as Sophie Beaudry can give Monmouth their first lead of the game if she makes this free throw. And the free throw's good. Monmouth has their first lead of the game, 42-41. Martinez drove toward the top of the key, and she was blocked by Kurt, so a foul is going to be called on the freshman. .13:06 to go. How will Iona respond to this Monmouth run, trailing for the first time in the game? As Powell on the right wing. Ranger setting a screen. Powell now using a screen from D'Angelo. Goes to the right elbow. She misses the jumper off the front of the rim. D'Angelo on her knees as she got hit in the face on the screen. Paul misses the layup on the fast break. Powell got the rebound. She now drives right sideline. And D'Angelo is still bent over. It looked like she was setting a screen for Powell, and it looked like the defender hit her in the eye in that general area. Trainer Becky Lee coming over to take a look at her. Assistant coach Ashley Kelly gathering the troops near the bench as head coach Billy Gotzi tends to the redshirt senior captain. We'll take a short break here on icgales.com.
The House of Sports is Westchester's premier youth sports training facility, specializing in skill-based teaching and coaching. The House of Sports focuses on basketball, lacrosse, baseball, and performance training. Their 120,000 square foot facility is located in Ardsley, New York, which is just minutes away from Manhattan, Northern New Jersey, and Connecticut. Be sure to visit their website at www.houseofsportsny.com or give them a call today at 914-479-5419.
The Iona College Gold Club is an association of dedicated friends and alumni who support Gale athletic programs. Annual membership provides the needed academic support services, equipment, and facility upgrades for their student athletes. For more information on the Gold Club, call the Gold Club office at 914-633-2071 or visit on the web at icgales.com. That's www.icgales.com. The Iona College Gold Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics.
Back here on IonaInsider.com, Haley D'Angelo takes a seat on the end of the bench, walking under her own powers. As trainer Becky Lee now tends to her. The Iona team huddling up. They will have the ball with 12:45 to go here in the second half, but they are down by 1, 42-41, and it looks like Haley D'Angelo is going to be heading to the locker room, accompanied by the trainer. Martinez inbounds it to Powell. And now how will this team galvanize under the loss of their captain, currently in the locker room? Powell feeds it to Ranger at the free throw line, dishes it down low to Robinson. Her reverse layup is blocked, but a foul is called, so she'll head to the free throw line. Giovanna Paulvas called for the personal foul. That's her second and the team's third of the half. Robinson looking for her first point of the game. Monmouth is on a 13-3 run over the past 4 minutes as Robinson misses the first free throw. Robinson's second free throw is good, and we're knotted up at 42. Iona putting on a bit of man pressure here, trying to speed up the Hawks. as Paul Voss has it, feeds it to Walker as she crosses the timeline. Trapped by Martinez and Ranger. Gets it to Paul Voss, being guarded by Powell. Kick out to Kurt for three. Kurt's three-point shot is good. 45-42 the score now. The upset-minded Hawks giving the Gales everything that they can handle. Robinson driving baseline. Denied by Beaudry. Kick out to Ranger for three. Catching Ranger's three-point shot's no good. Offensive rebound goes to Robinson. Her shot's blocked out of bounds by Beaudry. Powell has it at the right wing out of the inbound. Gives it to Robinson for three. Aaliyah Robinson. No, it doesn't go, and Beaudry gets the rebound. Aaliyah Robinson now 0 for 7 from the floor. Joy Adams heads to the scorer's table for head coach Billy Gotze. This run began when Joy Adams took a seat on the bench as Paul Voss has it, dribbles it off her own foot, but it finds the hands of Kurt, now feeding it to Hopkins. Hopkins gets it down low to Paul Voss, posting up on Ranger. Her jump shot is no good, but it finds the hands of Beaudry, and she's fouled by Gerador, and Beaudry will head to the free throw line. And that's going to bring us to the under 12 media timeout. The Hawks have taken control and have all the momentum. The Gales need to battle back. They're trailing by 3, 45-42.
Association of dedicated friends and alumni who support Gale athletic programs. Annual membership provides the needed academic support services, equipment, and facility upgrades for their student athletes. For more information on the Gold Club, call the Gold Club office at 914-633-2071 or visit on the web at icgales.com. That's www.icgales.com. The Iona College Gold Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action.
All the way to the finish.
At Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or at the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
John Stanko back with you here on icgales.com. Monmouth is leading the Gales, the number 9 seed, leading the number 1 seed by a score of 45-42. Halo D'Angelo is in the locker room for the Iona Gales. An apparent injury to her eye. The key for Iona is that Monmouth has gone on this 16-4 run over the past 5 minutes with Joy Adams on the bench picking up her third personal foul. She is now back on the floor, and she needs to make an immediate impact for Iona to get the momentum back in this game. So right now, all the wheels are churning in the favor of Monmouth. Beaudry at the line, shooting 2. Her first is no good off the front of the rim. And we know Monmouth has given Iona 2 tough games already this season. First at Monmouth when they cut the lead to single digits late in the game, and the starters had to come in and resolve the issue for Iona, as Beaudry's second free throw is good. And then at the Heinz Center, Alicia Powell had to be a hero with just roughly 3 seconds left to give them the 60-59 win. Now it's Powell driving right side, hands it off to Robinson. Hopkins is matched up on her in a 2-3 zone. The Hawks are as Powell drives baseline, kick out to Robinson for 3. Aaliyah Robinson for 3, no good off the front of the rim. Walker with the rebound. Walker feeds it to Beaudry, back to Walker, now hands it out to the top of the key to Kurt. Kurt's pass is tipped by Aaliyah Robinson, finds the hands of Joy Adams. She loses control of it, and then Martinez finally gathers it. Martinez has been held quiet for quite some time. 19 points for her, 7 of 13 from the floor. She started out the second half hot, but hasn't scored in roughly 5 minutes or so. Now she has it, and she can't control it. And they're going to say that Kurt tipped it out of bounds, or tipped it when her foot was out of bounds. So it's going to stay with Iona. The Gales get bailed out there as Kurt was pesky on Martinez's receiving of the pass. Gales will retain possession. Gales trailing by 4, 46-42. 10:35 to go. Powell at the top of the key. driving right side, backing up on Kurt, puts up the shot, and she's fouled, and she'll head to the free throw line. Powell has a height advantage over Kurt, as the freshman only stands at 5'5". Powell at 5'7", not much of an advantage, but she used her height there to post up and then quickly turn around and force Kurt into a body foul. Powell's first free throw is good, as Kelsey Chambers comes in replacing Helena Kurt. Haley D'Angelo is back on the bench for Iona. She takes a seat next to assistant coach Ashley Kelly, as Alicia Powell knocks down both free throws and leads down to 2 for the Hawks. Sarah English comes in replacing Sophie Beaudry. There appears to be ice on the eye of Haley D'Angelo, as Paul Voss has it, feeds it to Hopkins, out back to Paul Voss, and she'll bring it across the timeline, breaking the Iona press. Looking to go coast to coast, she's denied by Adams. And now it's Chambers who has it at the MAAC logo just in front of the timeline. And she gives it back to Paul Voss. She drives right block, backing down Martinez. Fadeaway jumper, no good off the front of the rim, and Adams gets the rebound. Her 10th rebound of the game. That's a double-double for Joy Adams. Now Martinez feeds it to Powell. Powell for 3. Alicia Powell can't knock it down. Rebound. Joy Adams got the rebound, but there's going to be a foul called on Monmouth. That foul goes on Shivana Polvos, her 3rd personal and the 5th team foul on the Hawks, as Robinson gets the inbound to Jaredor. Now she swings it around to Powell. Robinson now on the right wing, driving right side. Denied by Walker. Fadeaway jumper, no good. We'll call it a pass because it was an air ball, and it goes to Joy Adams, who then lays it in, and we're knotted up at 46. The Iona contingent chanting defense. The Gales trying to get back into this game. Monmouth breaks the Iona press as Paul Voss on the right wing, being guarded by Adams. Feeds it down low to English, posting up on Jaredor. Backing her down, double team by Powell. And there's going to be a traveling call. Great double team by Alicia Powell. Costly turnover for the Hawks. Ball goes back to Iona. And the redshirt senior captain, Haley D'Angelo, is back in the game for the Gales. And Monmouth decides it's time to call a timeout. Iona's offense is shooting only 31% from the floor, only 28% from deep. Combined, Aaliyah Robinson, Alicia Powell, and Cassidy Ranger are 2 for 19. They are 2 for 19 from the floor. However, all the offense is coming from Martinez and Adams, who are combined 12 for 23 and combined for 34 of Iona's 46 points. There are 3 timeouts left for each squad as we're back underway here. D'Angelo feeds it to Powell at the top of the key. She dribbles it back out. She's being guarded by Hopkins. Excuse me, that's Chambers who's matched up on Powell. In this 3-2 zone, now Adams has it at the free throw line. Driving right side, gets all the way to the paint. She can't make it. Rebound goes to English. Iona bench wanted a foul on the drive, but no such whistle. Monmouth has a chance to retake the lead. 8:55 to go. And a 10-second violation on the Hawks. Chambers can't believe it. Neither can the Monmouth bench. But just taking their time, moving the ball up the court. Very limited ball pressure from Iona, and hopefully the Gales can capitalize on the 13th Monmouth turnover. It's D'Angelo on the right side. Feeds it to Powell. Powell looking to drive baseline. She can get all the way to the bucket. Dishes it down low to Adams. Adams lays it in. The Gales retake the lead, 48-46. $8:30 to go. Paul Voss hands it to Chambers. if you're Monmouth, you'd think that you'd want to drive right at Jared or Adams, who both have 3 personal fouls, but they're playing the perimeter game right now. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Chambers calling for his screen. 4 seconds, gives it to Paulvos, drives past, now pull back 3. No good. Offensive rebound goes to Walker and a new shot clock for Monmouth. Billy Gotzi bends over, frustrated, as a great defensive possession goes to waste. Now Walker has it on the left side. Dribbling to the free throw line. Kick out Chambers. Chambers driving. Kick out to Hopkins. Hopkins driving baseline. Triple team. Dish to English. Her jumper. Good from the elbow. The offensive rebound pays dividends for the Hawks. And we're back knotted up at 48. D'Angelo gives it to Adams. Feeds it down low. Jaredor. Nobody on her. Jaredor puts up. She doesn't get it. Her own offensive rebound goes up. And she's fouled on the way back up. Mia Hopkins, first personal foul, 6th team foul. And now we'll take a break here on ICGales.com with 7:32 remaining. When we come back, Sabrina Jaredor will be on the free throw line with a chance to give Iona the lead.
The Iona College Gold Club is an association of dedicated friends and alumni who support Gale athletic programs. Annual membership provides the needed academic support services, equipment, and facility upgrades for their student athletes. For more information on the Gold Club, call the Gold Club office at 914-633-2071 or visit on the web at icgales.com. That's www.icgales.com. The Iona College Gold Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics.
The House of Sports is Westchester's premier youth sports training facility, specializing in skill-based teaching and coaching. The House of Sports focuses on basketball, lacrosse, baseball, and performance training. Their 120,000 square foot facility is located in Ardsley, New York, which is just minutes away from Manhattan, Northern New Jersey, and Connecticut. Be sure to visit their website at www.houseofsportsny.com or give them a call today at 914-479-5419.
48-48 the score. Iona and Monmouth in a tight one here at the Mass Mutual Center. The leaders for Iona, D'Amica Martinez with 19 points on 7 of 13 shooting. Joy Adams with 17 on 6 of 12 shooting. However, the last basket made by D'Amica Martinez came at the 19:37 mark of the second half. She hasn't scored in over 12 minutes. And that was when Iona was up by 10. Jaredor's first free throw is good. Iona back up top, 49-48. Second one up and on its way. And good. Sabrina Jaredor knocks him down. She'll take a seat. Aaliyah Robinson back on the court for Iona. Gales are hoping Robinson can make a shot and just see one go through the basket to give her some confidence. Walker gets it across the timeline to Paul Vost with a couple seconds to spare. Now Kurt pump fakes on the three as D'Angelo's matched up on her. Gales could use a defensive stop to make this a two-possession game on the offensive end, but it's Kurt now on the right wing. Jab stepping. D'Angelo not biting. Looking to go baseline. Bounces off her own foot. Joey Adams with the loose ball. She will go coast to coast. Has to get by Walker. She cannot. She misses the layup, gets her own rebound, and then is fouled trying to put up her own miss. That foul goes on Mia Hopkins. It's the 7th personal foul on Monmouth, so Iona will be shooting free throws the rest of the way. It's the 2nd personal foul on Hopkins. And Adams has a chance to make this at least a 3 or 4 point game with 2 shots. The first one is up and on its way, and good. It is safe to say that Monmouth went on their run when Joy Adams took a seat on the bench. And since Adams has been back in this one, she's been able to make a tremendous impact on how the Gales have fought back, regained the lead, and with the second one up and on its way, in good, how they have gotten back up by 4 with 7 minutes to go here in the second half. It's Beaudry now feeding it cross court. This is to Kurt. Kurt's short jumper is off back of the rim, no good, and Martinez gets the rebound. D'Angelo has it right wing, gives it to Powell. Now it's Robinson driving baseline, dishes it to Adams down low. Adams' floater is good. Joy Adams, unstoppable right now, hitting everything. 21 points for Joy Adams, 12 rebounds. And then a double dribble on Monmouth. Mia Hopkins driving, double dribbled, another turnover, gives Iona back the ball. Mia Hopkins takes a seat on the bench. It's Adams on the right elbow. Backing down Beaudry. Kick out. Robinson for three. Oh, it doesn't fall, and Beaudry gets the rebound. Robinson was not going to get a better look than that, as Beaudry had her dribble tipped out of bounds by Robinson, so it stays with Monmouth. The Iona bench was holding their breath on that Robinson three, ready to erupt. Paul Voss gets into Schecht, who checked in for Hopkins. But Schecht had her pass tipped by Robinson, who then saved it from going out of bounds, and she saved it right to D'Angelo. Feeds it to Adams, driving right side, gets to the bucket, and she lays it in! The Gales on a 14-2 run over the past 4.5 minutes, and they have taken an 8-point lead, and Monmouth has to call a timeout. Joy Adams this half has 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. She has a double-double with 23 points and 12 rebounds. She's 6 of 7 from the free throw line. Also has 4 steals as well. 7 offensive rebounds. She's been the catalyst for this comeback, and the reason right now Iona's back up by 8 with 5:46 to go. What's remarkable about this game is Iona is only shooting 33%. They're only shooting 27% from beyond the arc, well below their season averages, and they're still up in this one. Now, granted, there's still over 5 minutes to go, still a long time. Right now, Iona has gotten their feet underneath them, and will look to carry out this tight one for the remaining now 5:35. This is Walker driving right side, kick it out to Kurt, almost stolen away by Robinson. Kurt feeds it to Schecht. Schecht driving right side, pull-up jumper over Powell, off the side of the backboard, and Adams gets the rebound. Martinez is dribbling at the top of the key, feeds it to Adams. Adams kicks it out to Robinson, extra pass to Powell. Powell for three, no good. Rebound goes to Walker of Monmouth. The Gales looking to put the final nail in the coffin and try and make a big three-point shot to give them a double-digit lead. However, they're not falling right now. Cassie Ranger looking to check in at the next whistle for Iona as Walker will take a three. It's no good. Rebounded by Martinez. She wrestled it away from Schecht. And now she'll dribble it across the timeline. Fast break for Iona. Crossing over on Paul Voss. Feeds it down low to Adams. Oh, she misses the layup, and Beaudry gets the rebound. Of all the tough shots Joy Adams has made, she misses the easiest shot of them all. Paul Voss driving on Martinez. Turnaround jumper in the paint. No good off the back of the rim. Martinez tips the rebound to herself. 2-on-1 fast break Martinez. Lob to Robinson. Off her hands, and it goes back to Monmouth. A little bit too aggressive there, and the fast break was Martinez. Aaliyah Robinson takes a sheet on the bench, replaced by Cassidy Ranger. Schecht inbounds it, gets it to Kurt. Now gets it to Paul Voss, double team by D'Angelo and Powell. Back to Kurt, cross-court pass. Gets to Walker as almost another 10-second violation. It's Walker on the left wing. dribbling to the free throw line. Her jumper, Martinez, went underneath the screen and paid, looking at the referee, calling for an illegal screen. But regardless, the lead's back down to 6. We have 3:45 to go. The next whistle will bring us immediate timeout. Iona up by 6. Cassie Ranger has on the right wing, feeds it to D'Angelo. Cross-court pass to Powell, feeds it down low on the baseline to Adams. She misses the layup once again, gets her own rebound, and she lays it in. Joy Adams carrying Iona here in the final 5 minutes or so as the pass is tipped by Powell. Loose ball picked up by Kurt. And then Powell steals it again as Kurt tried to pass it to Walker. Powell going to go coast to coast. She lays it in from the left side. It's good. Iona's open up a 10-point lead, 60-50 with 3 minutes to go. And the Monmouth coach has to call a timeout. Alicia Powell hounding the Hawks on defense. Joy Adams creating havoc on the offensive end. And the Gales have opened up a 10-point lead with a 12-2 run over the past 4:24. Joy Adams with 25 points, 14 rebounds. .302 to go in this one. Who the winner of this game will go on to play the winner of the Canisius Quinnipiac game. Canisius sneaking into the 5 seed. Needed a lot of help to do it, but they were able to get it. And they play Quinnipiac in the next matchup here from the Mass Mutual Center. Later tonight on the women's side, you have Siena going up against Marist and Ryder matching up against Fairfield. Siena took care of business against Manhattan. And Ryder was in a little bit of trouble late against St. Peter's, but then they were able to close it out strong. Now the Gales need to close this one out strong here. They are up by 10 with 3:02 to go. They were trailing for an extended period of the second half. But the reemergence of Joy Adams coming off the bench, she was sat with 3 personal fouls, which you would expect. Coach Billy Gotzer saving her for the right moment, and she's come back and meant all the difference for the Gales. If the Gales can win this one, with Aaliyah Robinson shooting 0 for 10, and with D'Amica Martinez not hitting a shot since the 1935 mark of the second half, it's safe to say the Gales would escape and be happy with the win and move on to Saturday. Or Sunday, excuse me. As Paul Voss has the ball, she feeds it to Kurt, who then gets it down low. And the layup was missed by number 12, Jemiah Bethune, who checked in for the first time for Monmouth with just under 3 minutes to go. Now Martinez is driving to the bucket. She's hit hard, but no foul called. Hopkins got the rebound. She dribbles it past the timeline. She gives it off to Kurt. And now Monmouth will look to cut into this 10-point Iona lead. And Mitchell also into the game now for Monmouth, as Paul Voss had her pass stolen away by Joy Adams. Crosses over on Mitchell. Crosses over on Kurt. Kick out to Powell. And the pass was tipped by Mitchell. So it'll stay with Iona. Martinez gets the lob pass off the inbound. Can she put in the layup? Yes, she can. She gets it around Bethune. D'Amica Martinez finally scores again here in the second half. And it was up by 12, 2:10 to go. Paul Voss feeds it to Hopkins. Stripped by Martinez, but a foul is going to be called. It's going to be 1-1 for the Hawks. That's only Martinez's second personal foul. Hopkins to the line for Monmouth, where she's shooting only 50%, but the first one does fall. Hopkins takes 3 dribbles, spins the ball in her hands, puts it up and in. Leads back down to 10. Monmouth needs to make a lot of defensive stops, maybe start the foul game as Powell has it. Looking to get across the timeline. Only 4 seconds to do so. And Iona wisely calls a timeout as Monmouth put on a bit of press for the first time today. Gales looked a bit confused, and head coach Billy Gotze wisely calls a 30-second timeout. We are officially under 2 minutes to go, 1:59 to be exact. Iona leads Monmouth 62-52. The Gales shooting 34%, 26% from beyond the arc. Monmouth shooting 38% and 40% from beyond the arc. The Gales have taken 16 free throws and have knocked down 13 of them. Total rebounds, Monmouth is out-rebounding Iona now at 39-38. However, Iona has 18 offensive rebounds and 18 second-chance points. They've kept Monmouth in check in the paint, only limiting them to 20. A big thing for Iona is 11 steals and 18 points off of 18 Monmouth turnovers. As off the inbound, Powell gets it. Joy Adams gets it on a long baseball pass. She just outran Hopkins, I believe. And then Hopkins, in an attempt to catch up, basically whacked Joy Adams in the face. But Joy Adams appears to be okay, and she'll head to the free throw line for 1-1. Adams' first free throw, the 1-1, rattles home. To make the lead 12 once again. Adams' second one, nothing but net. And continuing to put on ball pressure as Mitchell has at the Mass Mutual logo on the right side. Now gets back to Paul Voss, top of the key. Picks up her dribble. Now feeds it to Kurt. Kurt gets it down low to Mitchell. The ball goes sailing over her head. Not touched by anyone. And it will go to Iona. Martinez to inbound. It gets it to D'Angelo. Feeds it to Powell. The pass was tipped, but Powell gets it. Feeds it to Ranger. She can't handle the pass. She kicks it back out to Martinez. The Gales will waste time here, and then Kurt fouls Martinez, and so begins the fouling process for the Hawks. Maybe grasping onto the final 95 seconds of their season. Martinez will head to the free throw line where she's 1 of 1 so far today. Adams and Martinez misses the first free throw. And now Monmouth on the fast break as it's Hopkins driving on a Ranger. Pull-up jumper, no good off the back of the rim. D'Angelo tips the rebound, tips it right to Joy Adams. Adams is then fouled hard by both Kurt and Paul Voss. It depends who they call it on. Does go on Shavonna Paul Voss. That's her 4th personal. It's the 10th team foul, so it'll be 2 shots for Joy Adams, who has 27 points. First shot's good. Now with 28, Joy Adams, if she makes this free throw, will tie her career high, which she set earlier this year versus Quinnipiac at the Heinz Center on January 10th. It's up and on its way, and it's good. 29 points, tying a career high. Joy Adams does. As now the Gales will look, and they'll move on to the semifinals, as it seems, up by 14 with 1:15 left. As Paul Voss feeds it to Kurt on the right side, kick it out to Walker. Long NBA range 3. It's a brick. Loose ball on the ground. Paul Voss has it, tipped by Ranger, feeds it to Martinez. And Martinez will now be fouled immediately by Walker. And with 1:02 left, Iona confident that they'll be moving on to the semifinals to take on the winner of Quinnipiac Canisius which is set to tip on at 2:30. There was a good 8-minute stretch in this one where Iona was in serious trouble as Monmouth had all the momentum as Martinez knocks down the first free throw. Spencer Gray comes in replacing Haley D'Angelo, and Christina Rubin comes in replacing Alicia Powell. Martinez makes the second free throw. She has 23 points on the day. Not a bad outing on 8 of 15 shooting and 5 rebounds. Jackie Marshall and Aurelia Kamek heading to the scorer's table for Monmouth as Kurt lays in a layup. And then she fouls Spencer Gray as she got the inbound from Martinez. So Gray will have a chance to put some points on the board for herself. Gray's first free throw is no good. Marshall comes in replacing D'Amica Martinez, and Aurelia Kamek comes in replacing Joy Adams. Adams, the key to the Iona game today, as Monmouth calls a timeout. Monmouth, with this loss, will be saying goodbye to Shivana Paulvas, who passed the 1,000-point plateau in her career today. So far today, she has 13 points, 5 assists, or 5 rebounds, 3 assists. At one point, she was 4 of 4 from the floor, but now 6 of 16, had a bit of a cold streak. She'll be graduating, and Shira Shecht, a senior forward from Israel, also is a senior from Monmouth. The seniors for Iona will be moving on. Getting set for action this Sunday. The semifinal matchup will be aired on ESPN3. Tip-off set for 11 a.m. The Gales will take on, as I mentioned, the winner of Quinnipiac-Canisius, which comes up right after this one here. Later tonight, Marist plays Siena at 7. Fairfield plays Ryder at 9:30. Gray's second free throw is good. Kurt quickly bring the ball up the floor, kick it out to Hopkins, driving baseline. Hopkins now, as they're looking for a three-point shot. Now Kurt drives baseline. Jacqueline Denver comes in for Iona, and Kurt takes it baseline and scores on her. Then Kamek looked to get the inbound quickly, but it was tipped by Mitchell. 43.7 seconds remain. Iona up by 13, 69-56. Rubin inbounded, gets it to Gray, and then Gray is fouled by Hopkins. Gray knocks down the first. And knocks down the second. It's Kurt once again driving by Gray. She takes the pull-up jumper, misses off the front of the rim. Rebound on the ground, pulled down by Walker, kicks it out to Paul Voss. Her three-point attempt is missed. Walker gets the offensive rebound. Her layup is missed. Rebound pulled down by Jackie Marshall, gives it to Rubin. Under 30 seconds to go. It's now Gray on the near sideline, as it looks like Monmouth will not foul anymore. The Gales will defeat the Monmouth Hawks 71-56, the final score. The buzzer sounds, and the Gales are moving on to the semifinals. 71-56, the final score. We'll take a short break, come back with the final stats and the quick post-game show. As the Gales are moving on to the semifinals, they advance in the MAAC tournament, victorious over Monmouth.
The Iona College Gold Club is an association of dedicated friends and alumni who support Gale athletic programs. Annual membership provides the needed academic support services, equipment, and facility upgrades for their student athletes. For more information on the Gold Club, call the Gold Club office at 914-633-2071 or visit on the web at icgales.com. That's www.icgales.com. The Iona College Gold Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action
All the way to the finish.
at Ticketmaster.com, MAACachusets.com, or at the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
John Stanko with you here in the Iona Insider post-game show. Ready to read you off the final stats of the Gales' 71-56 quarterfinal win over the Monmouth Hawks. For Iona, the leader was Joy Adams, 29 points, tying a career high, 9 of 18 from the floor, 10 of 11 from the charity stripe. She also pulled down 16 rebounds. D'Amica Martinez finishes with 23 points on 8 of 15 shooting, 4 of 8 from beyond the arc, and 3 of 4 from the charity stripe. Also gave her 5 rebounds. Sabrina Gerardor chipped in quite nicely with 6 rebounds and 4 points. Haley D'Angelo held scoreless, 4 assists, but most importantly, she is healthy as she came back on the floor after getting banged up a little bit in the eye area. Cassidy Ranger got the start, didn't play many minutes, but contributed 3 points on 1 of 4 shooting, also a rebound and an assist. Alicia Powell coming off the bench, 8 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 2 of 8 from the floor. Aaliyah Robinson struggled today for Iona, 1 point, 0 of 10 from the floor, 0 of 6 from deep, and 1 of 2 from the free throw line, 1 rebound and 1 assist. Spencer Gray came in late and gave 3 points for Iona. For Monmouth, the leader was Helena Kurt, 13 points on 6 of 11 shooting, also gave her 4 assists. Giovanna Polvas, 13 points as well, 6 of 17 shooting, 5 rebounds, 3 assists. Mitchell, after a double-double in the win against Niagara, she cannot come through today, only 4 rebounds, held scoreless. Walker finishes with 12 points, the majority of them coming in the second half, shoots 4 of 10 from the floor and 10 rebounds, so give her a double-double. Sarah Inglis finishes with 6 points and 5 rebounds. Beaudry contributed 4, Hopkins with 6, and then Horvacinovic with 2 points. That came in the first half as well. Iona on the day only shot 34%, only 26% from beyond the arc. However, they held Monmouth in check as well, 37% from the floor, 33% from deep. The Gales shot 22 of 27 from the free throw line. That's 81%. They had 20 points off of 20 Monmouth turnovers. The Gales were out-rebounded 43-40. However, 18 offensive rebounds led to 18 second-chance points, which were key to the Gales' win. The Gales will next be in action this Sunday at 11 a.m. You can either listen live here on icgales.com or IonaInsider.com, or you can watch it live on ESPN3. I want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in this afternoon to the Gales' 71-56 win over Monmouth. And be sure to tune in this Sunday when the Gales will look to move on to the MAAC Championship scheduled for March 10th. For everyone at icgales.com, I'm Jonathan Stanko.
Check out JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitford Avenue on City Island, serving fresh seafood, sumptuous sizzling steaks, and delicious Italian specialties. JP's is open every day year-round. Come in for lunch at JP's Waterside every day starting at 11. Don't forget about us for catering all your special occasions either. Walk-ins and reservations are accepted. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant at 703 Mitford Avenue right there on City Island. Give us a call at 718-885-3364. That's JP's Waterside Restaurant on City Island.
Division I basketball returns to Springfield this March. The MAAC Men's and Women's Basketball Championships, where somebody could become an NCAA champion. March 6th through the 10th, Mass Mutual Center in Springfield.
Gets it off from midcourt.
Get your tickets for the MAAC Basketball Championship and get into the action
All the way to the finish.
at Ticketmaster.com, Massachusetts.com, or at the Mass Mutual Center box office. Presented by Mass Mutual Financial Group.
Iona College basketball on ICGales.com was brought to you by the Beachmont Tavern at 750 North Avenue in New Rochelle, right across from the Iona campus. By the Iona College Goal Club, the lifeline for Iona College athletics. By Shannon Beverages, North Avenue in New Rochelle, for all of your beverage needs. Iona basketball is also brought to you by JP's Restaurant on City Island, by Pasta Pasta, by the Yellow Book, and by All Sport International for all of your travel needs. The proceeding was a presentation of the Iona College Athletic Department.